Om Jnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Everyone is in this material world is here due to forgetfulness of Krishna. Everyone is forgetful of and envious of Krishna. Krishna is Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the dear friend or the great well-wisher of every living being. So, Bhagavan Krishna, he does not like to see his part and parcel jivas suffering in this material world. And therefore, he comes to this world to give the opportunity to reclaim the fallen souls, that they may come back to him. Dharma sangsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Krishna comes in his various avatars, among whom some are very famous. Most famous are Rama, Nrsimha. These are very famous forms of the Lord. There are many others also, such as Varaha, Vamana, Kurma, Matsya. And the original form of Godhead, Krishna's tu Swayam, Bhagavan Swayam, is Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna comes with Balaram, who is non-different from him, yet different from him. This sounds not logical, and actually it's a fact that Bhagavan is not restricted by mundane logic. Krishna came at the end of the Dwapara Yuga, just prior to the beginning of this Kali Yuga, which we are now presently in. And he performed many pastimes with Balaram. This is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that verse? Saharamena Keshava Ati Bhartyani Bhagavan Gurha Kapata Manushaha Kritavan Kila Karmani. Krishna and Balaram, they were masked. They appeared like ordinary human beings, but even though they are superhuman, they are beyond the restrictions of death. They remained unknown to most people. The devotees, they can understand Krishna. The non-devotees cannot understand Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna gives the Vedic system by which people can gradually become purified. And the final stage of purification is to understand Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But that stage is not commonly attained. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan nam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabhaha. After many lives of cultivating Vedic knowledge, some rare person, he may understand the actual purpose of Vedic knowledge. Vasudeva sarvam. Krishna is all in all. Such a person who understands this is very rare. He is a Mahatma, great person. So Krishna comes and he speaks Bhagavad Gita for the benefit of all human society. And he gives the ultimate solution to all the problems of material life. I think that people have to move in again. So, yeah. Krishna gives the solution. Sarva dhamman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja ahang twang sarva papebhyo mokshayashami mashuchaha. This is the solution to all problems. Give up all material aspirations and fully, wholly surrender to Krishna. Unfortunately, Bhagavad Gita is not much understood by people in general. The whole purpose is to become a devotee of Krishna. Manmana bhava mad bhaktaha. Lord Krishna says, think of me, become my devotee. But people misunderstand this. Even though Bhagavad Gita is still well known, particularly among Hindus and throughout academic or educated circles throughout the world. But very few people understand the clear purport of Bhagavad Gita, which is to surrender to Krishna and be his devotee. So Krishna comes again as Caitanya Mahaprabhu and preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita. For the common people, he preaches the message in a simplified form by taking people immediately to the perfection of spiritual life, which is the chanting of the names of Krishna. Aho bata swapacho tagariyan yajjivagre vartate namatu bhyam tepus tapas te juhavu sasna arya brahman uchar nama grinanti ye te. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that even if one is born in the most fallen family, if he's always chanting the names of Krishna, then he is understood to be at the perfection of all Vedic processes. Wait a minute. I didn't say about Caitanya Mahaprabhu. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. So some of the Vedic processes are mentioned there. Some of the Vedic processes are mentioned in that verse. Who is chanting the name of Krishna, it's understood that they've already bathed in all places of pilgrimage, performed all yagyas or sacrifices, they've thoroughly studied all the Vedic literature, they've performed all austerities. The perfectional stage is to chant the names of Krishna. But that may be attained, as we just quoted, that may be attained after many lives. But Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he brings the purpose of, he enacts the purpose of this verse by offering the holy name to the lowest people and bringing them immediately to the perfectional stage, which is normally rare to be attained after many, many millions of lives. Therefore, Caitanya Mahaprabhu is praised. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Caitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. He is praised by Rupa Goswami Prabhupada as the most munificent, because he very munificently distributes Krishna Prema. He is Krishna, and in this golden form, he is known as Krishna Caitanya. So just as Krishna in his pastimes in Dwapara Yuga is accompanied by Balaram, so in this Kali Yuga, Krishna, who has come as Caitanya Mahaprabhu, is accompanied by Balaram, who comes as Nityananda Prabhu. Brajendra Nandan Jai Shachi Shuta Hoilo She Balarama Hoilo Nitai. Who was Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, is now Shachi Suta, the son of Shachi Devi, namely Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And Balaram has appeared as Nityananda. Now Balaram, he is apparently the elder brother of Krishna, but Krishna, being the original form of the personality of Godhead, is he who accepts service from all other living entities, including other forms of himself, beginning with Balaram. And Balaram, in his expansion as Anantadev, further expands himself to serve Krishna in many ways. Anantadev, he appears as the bedding of Krishna, as the shoes, as the Brahmana thread, the Yagya Sutra, as the Chhatra, the umbrella. He expands himself as the whole spiritual world, which forms the place of pastimes of Krishna. So Nityananda Prabhu similarly accompanies Caitanya Mahaprabhu with the spirit of service to Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Purna Kare Chaitanya Rakam. Nityananda Prabhu fulfills the desires of Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So as we just heard, Caitanya Mahaprabhu's desire is Pritivite Ache Jatanagar Adigram Sabatra Pracha Hoibe Moranam. That his name, Caitanya Mahaprabhu's name, will be preached in every town and village of the world. Caitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is for everyone, not just for the high-class Vedic Brahmanas. Actually, in Kali Yuga, pretty much everyone is low-class. In India today, maybe Tamil Nadu is one of the states where still the caste consideration is very strong. Still there are so many villages where it's divided by caste. But there's no need for this because everyone's just low class. Anyone who eats meat or takes wine or watches television is simply a mudha. Mutal is the... is it the... oh, it's in... you're speaking to... yeah. So, I mean, there's Brahmin murkhas and Kshatriya murkhas and they're all murkhas. Yeah, they're all... it's... But Caitanya Mahaprabhu's proposal is to make one class, everyone Paramahamsa by chanting Hare Krishna. By chanting Hare Krishna. Please wait till I finish the sentence, otherwise you'll miss part of it. I know you're very enthusiastic, but you have to listen and listen to what I say. Caitanya Mahaprabhu's proposal is to make one class, everyone Paramahamsa by chanting Hare Krishna. Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, now you're too slow. You're waiting for what I say. Well, you see, you have to, anyway. Nicha jati nahe Krishna bhajane ajoga. Shadkul vipra nahe bhajane joga. He said that birth in a low family is no disqualification for Krishna consciousness. And birth in a high-class Brahmin family is no particular qualification for Krishna consciousness. Jai bhaje she baro. Whoever chants Hare Krishna is glorious. Abhakta hinocha. And the non-devotees are all fallen fools and rascals. Krishna bhajane nahik jat kul adi bicha. And in Krishna consciousness, there's no consideration of one's birth status or jati or any of these things. So Caitanya Mahaprabhu preached the unity of mankind on the basis of Krishna consciousness. But Nityananda Prabhu practically enacted that. It was Nityananda Prabhu who Caitanya Mahaprabhu sent to preach among the most fallen classes of society. Nityananda Prabhu would go among even the most fallen people who no respectable member of society would go among such people. You know, there's, like I was saying, in the villages there are the different areas for the different castes, and previously it was that no one from the Brahmin caste would go in the lower caste area, and vice versa. It was very strict here in the south especially. But Nityananda Prabhu, who, although he's the Supreme Lord, he appeared in a Brahmana family, he would go among all classes of people. You see the people with where they have in the areas where they have the animal skins drying, they just kill the animals and the skin as the animal is drying and the animal is hanging, the meat is hanging up. Now you see everywhere in the street, but previously this was not public. It was just in the lowest class area. Among the Nityananda Prabhu would go among the drunkards, and he would get them to chant Hare Krishna and become devotees. The followers of Nityananda Prabhu were totally fearless in preaching Krishna consciousness. At that time, India was under Muslim rule. Most of the country, anyway. Bengal was. So in the... one of the followers of Nityananda Prabhu was Gadadhar Das. Not Gadadhar Pandit, Gadadhar Das. So his preaching policy was to go everywhere without even considering who's who or what's what, and he would just ask everyone to chant Hare Krishna. Yeah. So one day he, just like this, wandering here and there, asking everyone to chant Hare Krishna. He came before the house of the local Muslim ruler, who was very fierce, and all the Hindus feared him. But Gadadhar Das knew no fear. So he called out, "Please chant Hare Krishna." And the Qazi, he came out and he thought, this man's crazy. Only a crazy person would come and ask me to chant Hare Krishna, knowing my reputation. So he said to Gadadhar Das, okay, I'll chant Hare Krishna tomorrow. And Gadadhar Das leaped with joy and said, "You already said Hare Krishna once." "No." "So you just go on chanting Hare Krishna." So the followers of Nityananda, they were like him, fearless and transcendentally unusual. Murari Caitanya Das would go in the forest and catch a tiger and slap it and tell it to chant Hare Krishna. Anyone like to try that preaching? Now there are no tigers left, so only Tamil tigers. They're finished also. So like this, Nityananda, he simply wanted to fulfill the desire of Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And for this, he preached Krishna consciousness very widely. You see, remember yesterday I told the children shouldn't come at the front? They always okay, leave them now. We'll give them another chance. So, to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world is no ordinary task. Now you're seeing sadhus from different parts of the world. But 50 years ago, it was unimaginable that there could be sadhus from all over the world. Sadhu means an Indian, Hindu, and Westerner means sahib, meat eater. How is this possible that Krishna consciousness is spread all over the world? And that is by the grace of Caitanya Mahaprabhu, that is his desire. And especially going among the most fallen people, that is the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. And Srila Prabhupada actually did that. So we can understand that he is the manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu to fulfill the desire of Caitanya Mahaprabhu. The spiritual master in the Gauriya Sampradaya is considered either a manifestation of Sri Radha or a representative of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Those who are preaching very widely, they are understood to be carrying the mercy of Nityananda. So on this day of Nityananda Trayodashi, we are especially remembering Nityananda. Generally, we like to hear many stories. It's very good to hear about the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu. But hearing the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu should not be simply to make us laugh or to make us feel happy. But if we're actually hearing in a devotional mood from actual devotees, then we should, by the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, imbibe the service mood of Nityananda Prabhu. That service mood which inspired him to go among all the rejected people. To preach Krishna consciousness all over the world means to attempt to lift up all the rejected people. By the grace of Nityananda Prabhu, miracles are regularly taking place. All these babas and useless people have these useless miracles. Yeah, making some ashes. What's the use of that? Even they make some gold watch appear. What's the use? These so-called Bhagawans, they produce things which you can buy in the store. But the real miracle is if someone who is totally fallen and degraded changes and becomes a pure devotee of Krishna. So this is happening all over the world by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So on this day in particular, we should pray for the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. That you are lifting up the most fallen, so you please lift me up. A devotee should pray like this. And please give me the strength to serve you, those who are taking seriously the preaching mission of Krishna consciousness. They should pray for the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Purna Kare Caitanya Rakam. Nityananda Prabhu's only meditation is how to fulfill the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if we get imbued with even a slight drop of the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, then we can also be surcharged with the desire to take up this difficult task of bringing people to Krishna consciousness. In Kali Yuga, people have such perverted mentalities. They're so misled by so many wrong ideas. Practically speaking, whatever anyone thinks is right in the modern age is completely wrong. In every area of life. People, they think that what people think is good food is all rubbish. People are accustomed to eating rubbish. And they think that their life is a success if they get some job which makes them work so hard. They get so much stress, and they think that my daughter should study until she's about 99 years old, and then after that I'll think about getting her married. I mean, even in ordinary life, people have completely stupid ideas. And when it comes to spiritual life, then they get even more stupid. So that we see that especially Telugu people and many other people also, they worship some old wreck in a wheelchair and think that he's Bhagavan. He's our Telugu Bhagavan. Never mind he's in a wheelchair. Even though he's in a wheelchair, he's Telugu, so maybe they think he'll go directly to Vaikuntha in a wheelchair. This is all nonsense. Actual Bhagavan is Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna never grows old. Krishna never grows old. He never cheats people. Krishna is always very beautiful. Krishna gives knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is 100% Bhagavan. But in Kali Yuga there are so many cheaters and people are so confused. Therefore, it's very difficult for people to understand actual spiritual knowledge. There are so many people in India coming up practically every year. There's some new Swami or Guru or totally bogus person. There's one called Nityananda, came up in the last few years. So they're all having a Bhagavan competition to show who's the biggest and who's the. They're all just worms in stool. That's all. Real Bhagavan is Krishna, and these others, now they're playing a game of being Bhagavan, and next life, millions of lives, they have to crawl around as worms in stool. So take the mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Don't be deluded by these cheaters. Understand the actual facts of spiritual life. That you can understand by reading the books of Srila Prabhupada, who is by far the foremost representative of Nityananda Prabhu in the modern age. Just as Nityananda Prabhu went among all the most fallen people in Bengal, so Srila Prabhupada went among all the most fallen people all over the world. So please understand these books of Srila Prabhupada. Don't be misled. Don't read the books of all these cheaters who speak all nonsense. Understand the straightforward, clear path of Krishna consciousness. Worship Krishna. Don't worship so many different demigods and bogus gurus. Lead a pure life. Sadacha palam. Don't get your consciousness, don't import confusion into your consciousness by watching all these nonsense things on TV. Yeah, it's Duradarshan. It's really Duradarshan. We have another kind of Duradarshan. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryo Ho Diviva Chakshara Tam Yajji Vagre. What's the name? Tadviprasam Vipanyavo Vishnu Syat Paramam Padam. Those who are devotees, they're always looking up to the spiritual world, to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, which are just like the sun. So look up to Krishna. Take the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, as received through the Parampara, through Srila Prabhupada. Chant Hare Krishna and go back to Godhead. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Any questions? All right. So do you want to announce about these books again? You have a bookstore. All these people are regularly coming, is it? These are all regulars,
no, most of them are coming.
Yeah. Anyway, you can encourage them to take Prabhupada's books again. You have here? I have some of my books also, which all serve the same purpose. They're subsidiary to Prabhupada's. So if anyone wants to take Bhagavad Gita, what's it called in Telugu? Yata Tata?
Yatarupam.
Yatarupam. I can sign that also. Yatatatam. Yatatatam. You can also meet the white elephant. Srila Prabhupada refers to his Western disciples in India as white elephants. So you can come up and meet them, take their blessings. Hare Krishna. Question, Prashnam. What is the meaning of the Maha Mantra? The meaning is, O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. That's it. Any special pastime? Nityananda? Give me one Bhagavad Gita as it is. No, any language. Tamil or Telugu? Tamil? Which language do you know best? Tamil, okay. Okay, it's alright, you can leave. Alright, come and take this book. You have to pay for it also. You can sell it to someone else afterward. This is a special pastime of Lord Nityananda. The distribution of these books all over the world is the special pastime of Lord Nityananda. You can take part in it. Adapi ho jai lila kore gaura rai kono kono bhagyavane deki bare pai. Those who are fortunate, even now they can see the pastimes of Caitanya Mahaprabhu going on. So you just took part in it, special pastime. Every time one of Srila Prabhupada's books is distributed, that is the special mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Any other questions? Actually, we can answer them all by anyone who asks a question, I'll give them a book, and that's the answer. Yeah, what's the question? Yes, please. Hare Krishna is enough. Why are we telling Hare Rama? What is that verse that... No, I'm thinking of that Ramanama Varanane. What is that? Ram, Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rama Manorame Sahasra Nama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Ram Nama, you know this verse, what it means? Yeah, it's the name of Ram is equivalent to 1,000 others, and it's very pleasurable. So Krishna, he himself likes to hear the name of Rama. It's very nice. The name of Ram is very nice. Do you like the name of Rama? Good. Ramante yogino nante satyananda chidatmani iti Rama padenaso param brahma vidhiyate. The yogis, those who are actual yogis, their pleasure is Ramanama. That name of Rama is unlimited. It is the absolute truth. It is bliss. It is fully spiritual. It is the supreme personality of Godhead. The name Rama. So, please chant. Chapandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And be happy. That's automatic. If you chant Hare Krishna, then automatically you're happy. If you don't chant Hare Krishna, then automatically you're Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jatare Shayanam. This is if we don't chant Hare Krishna, then automatically we qualify for getting born again, dying again, entering the womb of a mother again coming out. Iha sangsare bahudustare. This world is very difficult to get across. And what is the solution? Kripaya pare pahi murari. Oh Murari, Krishna, please take me across, maintain me. And who is this verse written by? That I just quoted. It's Shankaracharya, but it's attributed to Nityananda, one of his followers. Not Nityananda Prabhu, whose Trayodashi we are celebrating today. You don't want to translate that? But actually the festival for Nityananda Prabhu goes up till midday, culminating in the Abhishekam. And sometimes all these things are moved to the evening for the convenience of people who are otherwise engaged in the day. But actually the festival is for the pleasure of the Lord and not for the convenience of those who have other things to do, while the Abhishekam is going on at midday. So that's why I suggested when I came here that we should perform yatha vidhi, according to the rules, and have the Abhishekam at midday. Another consideration is that it's quite cold here in the evening, so we have to remember that after all, Nityananda Prabhu, appearing as his deity, is a person, and we don't want to make him cold, standing out in the cold. So next year you can all please come at midday on Nityananda Trayodashi and celebrate the festival then. Alright, so now we're having the